Hey, I think we have everyone admitted here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday webinar with myself, Julie, where we're going to be going over a little bit of what's happening in the market, and then, of course, go over TipRank tool. Today, I don't know if it's necessarily a tool, but we're going to go over the analyst ratings page and how to interpret all the data there and the different ways that you can look at it. Plus the analyst rating page as well, and all the different insights you can have there. So to make sure you guys are taking advantage of all of the info there in the best way possible. So to start things off, we'll talk a bit about the market going on this week. We did have things close a bit in the red yesterday, especially looking at the tech-heavy NASDAQ. Largely was led by Apple, who declined a few percent. There was a report that came out that their iPhone sales declined 24% for the first 6 weeks in 2024 over in China compared to last year. So they were saying there's some increased competition, and iPhone is seeing a decline there. Plus, then it was also shared that they got hit with a 1.8 billion euro fine from the European Commission. Bear, don't start barking. Sorry. My dog's on neighborhood watch here. Um, so they got hit by a fine by the European Commission, and that was in regards to antitrust laws and their app store and music streaming as far as different fees go and payment options. So some headwinds for Apple there. Stop that. Sorry if you can hear my dog whimpering. Um, Headwinds for Apple there that caused some downwards pressure for them. We also saw Tesla go into the red a little bit. There was a fire at a gigafactory in Berlin that caused them to shut down for a bit. So they're looking into that. But there were some positive things too, where we did see things in the green. We had CrowdStrike that soared over 20% after their positive earnings report. This morning, we have Palantir on the rise, up over 9% after an Army contract. And another big thing this week was Bitcoin. It went up to $69,000, about that, hitting a new record for the first time in a few years. It has cooled back down. It went down to about 62,000, now sitting around 63. But yeah, that was a big jump up for them. We have some different financial institutions buying them up as they expand their product offering around that. And then on the more macro levels here today, we're looking at Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. He's going to be delivering testimony to Congress both today and tomorrow. So, of course, everybody keeps a close eye on what Jerome is saying to pick up hints as far as interest rate cuts and what we can expect for the year ahead. So, that is quick little rundown on some of the highlights that have been happening in the market so far this week. So on that note, we're going to jump right over to TipRanks site here and look at our analyst ratings. So I'm going to look at Tesla just because it's a popular stock, but we have a lot of varying analyst opinions on Tesla. So it's a good one to see a wide range of data on. So, of course, first thing when you're looking at this analyst forecast page, you're going to get this summary here up at the top. It's going to default to all analyst ratings here. So you're going to see all 35 analysts that are currently rating the stock. And when we say current ratings, TipRanks is going to show you all the ratings from the past 3 months here. So down below, you will see ratings that are older than that. But when we're looking at the average price target and the current sentiment, we focus on the last 3 months. That's the most accurate, right? That's within the last quarterly report. That's going to be more based on recent news. So you're not going to get any stagnant price targets in there from like a year ago that maybe aren't relevant anymore. So this is specifically ratings from the last 3 months. It's going to break down whether it's a strong buy, moderate buy, hold, sell, and the exact amount of ratings down here. Of course, we have our average price target, so that it's going to be the average of all 35 of those ratings and what that upside potential would be from current prices looking out over the next 12 months. Then on the right, you're going to have your range of price targets as well. So this helps to give you an idea how diverse those analyst ratings are. On Tesla, we have a wide range here from $23 up to $320. Now, some stocks, you'll see those lines quite close together, meaning all the analysts are pretty much on the same page and agreeing with around what price target that is. Others are a bit more controversial, and you're going to see a much bigger range in price target here. At the top, we can also toggle over to top analysts. And this is going to make it so that you're only looking at analysts that come in with a 4 and 5 star rating. And so I don't know, a bit more who you can trust if you want to get out some of those not as great performing analysts there. It's going to toggle that down to 18 ratings in the case of Tesla, and you'll see the price target change here too. So we're going from a hold rating with an upside of 16% to a moderate buy with an upside of 28%. So it's only going to look at the ratings from those top analysts. As we scroll down below, of course, you have the list of all of those detailed ratings and a lot of information you can find here. So first of all, it's just easy to look and see. It's going to sort by the date here. So you're going to get the most recent ratings first. But of course, you can click on any of these columns and sort by different metrics if you wanted from lowest to highest price target or analysts here. You can sort that way. And we can also narrow down the results here at the top. So again, if you're only wanting to look at ratings from five-star analysts, you can put that in here and it's going to show you all of their ratings. If you only want to see analysts that have rated the stock a sell or a hold, you can toggle that here as well and get rid of the others. Depending what percent upside or downside you want and whether they initiated, upgraded, downgraded. So you can sort your analyst ratings here too. Now, when we look at this list here, of course, you're going to see their expert firm and everything, but if you hover over the analyst, you're going to get more information on how they're rated and what that star rating is made up of. And we're going to look a little bit closer at that in a second. But you can also see the action here. So you can see if it was downgraded here. So we have Phillips Security that downgraded their rating to a hold. And if you hover on the right, it's going to show you the article that is linked. So TipRanks scans the web for all of this updated information, and we'll link the article here, and you'll see whether they increased or decreased. Sometimes they'll also share with you a little bit of insight as to their reasoning behind their analyst rating too. So if you click on this, it'll take you over to the article and you can read a bit more about maybe why they changed their rating on the stock as well. And of course, you can always follow these analysts here too if you're wanting to stay up to date with what they're looking at. So now let's say we wanted to see more about Alexander Potter here. If you click right on to the analyst profile page, you're going to see not only the background on their star rating, but all of their recent star coverage as well. So if you know that analyst covers Tesla and you're curious what other stocks they're weighing in on, you can come to this screen and see a complete list of their stock coverage. So on the left, we have our analyst rating. So he is a five-star analyst. He's in the top 400 out of 8,700 Wall Street analysts. And you can see the success rate here and choose different time frames and benchmarks. So over the past year, we have a 46% success rate, average return of 19%. We could look over the last 2 years and see how that changes as well, or even the last 3 months if we want a much smaller time period to compare to. And then it'll also show you some information on the markets that they mainly cover and the distribution of their stock ratings. So whether they're mostly coming out buys, holds, or sells. And this guy mostly covers consumer goods in the US, Hong Kong, and Canadian market. Ton of information you can cover there. Now, up in here, like I said, you get that list of all of their stock coverage. So it's going to have the date, the rating that they've given it, and also their success rate and how many times they rated it as well. So you can go back and track their record here. So Rivian Automotive, he's rated 12 times and has not been incredibly successful on that. So you can see the details when you expand it here of when all of those ratings came out. You can see the date. And once again, it's going to link the article as to when that rating came out too. So another one here, we can see Uber, he's been much more successful and with 100% success rating. You can see average return on those. And looking back, you can see when they switched their rating too. So he had a hold kind of coming down here and then switched to a buy, upgraded the stock as we went into January of that year. Again, with Tesla, you can see here 75 ratings on the Tesla stock. So they are actively updating their ratings on that company, 56% success rate. And we can look back and see they've been a Tesla bull for quite some while there. So a lot of information that way to see. And of course, you can find these experts here under the expert section. If you go to My Expert, that's where you're going to find a list of all of those analysts that you have chosen to follow. So they'll show up here where you can see who you're following, if you're getting email alerts for them and recent activity as well. So this will give you a summary of their most recent stock ratings as well. And then, of course, if you go over to top analysts, you're also able to see how they're sorted by rank. So if you come down here, it's going to default to top Wall Street analysts, uh, number one, all the way down here. And you can further narrow down this list of analysts by the sector, by the time period. So if you just wanted to see the top ranked technology analysts, you're going to just sort it out to here, and then you'll get a list based on that. And of course, you can go over to other hedge funds and firms and everything as well. So I think that is most of what I have to show you here. Trying to think if there's anything else on the stock rating page. Um, Another thing when we're looking at these companies, um, sorry, put over here. So when you're looking at all of these as well, you'll see the upside and downside. And like I said, you could go by analyst rating here and follow it on there. So I think that's most of the insights I wanted to share with you guys when we're looking at those analyst ratings. I hope that was helpful, helped you make sure you're understanding all of the data being presented here. Let us know if you guys have any questions or what tools or page you want us to go over next. And we will see you back on here next Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.